Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum and look at the current retracement that we've seen a little bit. So if you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also do check out the Telegram channel in the description below. We have over 5,100 people, so if you want to make 5,100 new friends, talk about crypto, then go check out the Telegram channel. So what we've seen, right, over the last few weeks, when we were at this, when we were down here, we said, all right, time of your life, right? This is historically the most undervalued Ethereum has been with respect to the fair value trend line, right? And this is what we said. This is historically, if you just take, say, let's draw a rectangle in this undervalued region, right? This is ultimately the best time to be purchasing Ethereum. And of course, it's historically speaking. And you could argue, right? You could obviously argue that, well, it's all hindsight. But over here, it wasn't hindsight, right? I mean, we called it as it was happening. We made a video that said accumulation phase of a lifetime, and projected that Ethereum was going to break out relatively soon. Now, the question at this point is what's next, right? I mean, Ethereum came up to this point at around $400, and it held it, so far, it's held it as resistance, right? I mean, we saw it wicked above it to around 415, and it instantly got shut down, right? And $400, as we've shown before, has tended to provide a level of resistance, right? So if we just grab this line and extend it out, we said, right? We said it when it got to $400 that this does tend to be a level that we have to flirt with for a while, right? And even maybe hold as support once we get above it. But then once we broke through it, it was just lights out. And then held almost as resistance, right? Not quite. And then we're holding it as resistance again. Now, the nice thing, right, is this time we're holding it as resistance. In this first time, the risk on it was a lot higher, right? Because we had just moved up to get to $400. We had just moved up, and let's take a measured move from the bottom here. We had moved up approximately 5,000% over about half a year. Recently, we've moved up from the bottom, and let's just take it from the very bottom here. We've moved up only about 350% over half a year from the bottom. If you were to draw it from, say, a little bit higher, say from like the candle, then it's around 233%. And we know, right? I mean, we expect that the volatility is reducing. This is what the math suggests. This is what it did for Bitcoin. This is what it's looking like it's going to do for Ethereum. We don't expect our volatility this cycle to be quite as high as it was last cycle. That doesn't mean there's not a lot of money to be made. I mean, this is not financial advice, of course, but you have to consider that if you're waiting for a 5,000% move, it might just never happen, and therefore you need to consider that when you're potentially taking profits. And if you follow the risk metric, right, we talk about the risk metric a lot on the channel, then, at the time, it's not anymore because the risk metric is dynamic. But at the time, a $400 Ethereum was identically the 0.5 risk level, and I did take profits at this level to USD. And now I'm using that to systematically buy back in every single week. Now, again, this is going to elicit some people that just like to hold forever, and then of course it's going to elicit some tax conversations, right? Trading short-term capital gains, long-term capital gains, depending on what country you live in, depending on what your tax bracket is. It's too hard to really address everyone's individual situation, right? If the question is, okay, do you want to systematically take profits, which is what I want to do, then it's a no-brainer for me to just systematically take profits, pay my taxes, and move on, because I'm not just going to sit here and watch Ethereum go up to $750 or $900 and then retrace back down to $400 and then not do anything, right? I want to take advantage of the fact that if a bubble forms, I'm going to take profits on the way up, right? And over here, right, if we're pumping, it's all about taking profits on the way up and realizing that we don't know where the top is. In the same manner that it is today, I took profits at this point. And if we continue to go on up, then I'm going to continue to take profits, because the realization is we don't know where the top is, and I don't want to look back at this time in my life and watch Ethereum go to $1,000 and then potentially retrace back down to 350 or 400 back to the regression band in 2021 and then continue on. I want to take advantages of moves like this when they happen. And if it means that I take less profit, if it continues to go on up in the short term, then so be it, right? It's the risk that I'm willing to take. And I just treat every asset class like this, right? It's not just crypto. I systematically move out of a lot of different asset classes when the risk gets too high, and then I move back in when the risk comes back down. It's just a way of managing wealth that's not just like this all-in approach that you wait to sell at this level, or maybe in 2017, 2018, you said, okay, I'm going to sell all my Ethereum at $1,500 or let's say $1,600 or something, and then it never quite made it there, and so then you never took profits, right? This is what I want to avoid, and this is what I want other people to try to avoid. So my goal is to just systematically take profits anytime a speculative bubble forms. That way, whenever it does form, I take advantage of it, and crypto just kind of becomes the secondary income stream that can blow up even more if the price of Ethereum continues to go up past where I last sold it at. So if you want access to that, make sure to check out the premium list into thecryptoverse.com. We have all that stuff, the risk metrics, the private Telegram alerts channel, the discussion group, the weekly premium video, the weekly premium report, etc. You guys know it by now. You can sign up for 6 or 12 months, pay with crypto, get a discount. Prices will be going up in a few weeks, so I would urge you that if you've been waiting on it to buy it, and you want to have it for the long haul, say for the market cycle, then I would encourage you to sign up now, because once the prices are going to go up soon, and those who got in early are going to be grandfathered in, and then those who didn't are going to have to pay the higher price. So just a way to incentivize the people that get into this program earlier rather than later. Now, if you look at the Ethereum Bitcoin ratio, right? I mean, we're still in the channel that we've projected, and remember, this is essentially our center line region. I mean, not exactly, but we're right around it. And we speculated, right, that we are going to come back up into this regime, and it's going to be a reaccumulation phase. And it can be, more volatile than that. It could oscillate between that region. What I would like to see happen, right, I don't know if it's going to happen, but what I would like to see happen is to see a bubble in the short term and then come back into it to see that reaccumulation for part of 2021 and allow us to take some profits in the meantime in that region, right? So this is what I'm hoping happens. I mean, there's plenty of times in life where what I hope happens is not what actually happens. And again, I don't plan my strategy based on what I hope happens. I just respond to whatever does happen, right? It doesn't matter if Ethereum goes to 10K if you don't ever sell it, right? If you watch it go to 10K and then you watch it come back down, then it doesn't really matter, right? But if you systematically DCA your sells on the way up, then you look back on it in 10 years and you say, wow, I did a really good job. I didn't know that it peaked at 7,400, but I sold at 1,500, I sold at 4,400, and then I sold at 6,800, and I did the best I could. And this is the goal of the channel, right? Not trying to predict that exact moment that you're supposed to sell everything, but then just coming up with a strategy for every person. So, again, as we said, this is, again, business as usual, right? I mean, we're going to see these moves back. If Ethereum comes back into the regression band, I imagine a lot of people are going to get upset about that. But remember, if we do come back into it, on the chance that we do, I would consider it an opportunity, right? And you don't get many of these opportunities, historically speaking. If you look at the grand scheme of things, there's a lot of times that Ethereum spins outside of the regression band, right? And is in these bubble phases, right? These bubble phases that you see. And when we are in the regression band, it presents a timely opportunity. So for me, if we come back into this band, it will represent a great opportunity, not a chance for me to sell my position, right? I'm not going to be the person capitulating that's going to send the price down. I'm going to be the person scooping up Ethereum if we do go back down. So just watch out for it, right? I mean, this does seem to be a key level that we're going to need to break. I'm pretty optimistic that we will break it. Sometime in, say, the next 6 to 18 months, probably sooner. I mean, probably 6 to 12 months, we'll probably break it. There's a good chance we could break it next week, right? I mean, we all know how quickly, crypto can just go insane. So just be prepared, right? Be prepared for anything and know what your strategy is going into it. I hope you guys are enjoying the little pep talk. I didn't really have much of an agenda for the video, but I wanted to give an update on Ethereum, considering the price did dip down today, and I was receiving a decent number of requests from people, asking, oh, what's going on? Remember, business as usual. Just get used to it. Buckle up. It's going to be a long ride. Subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Check out the premium list if you want exclusive content. And I'll see you next time. Bye.